Good morning, everybody. So I want to go over a few things while I'm on my way home from work this morning. Running a small business takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of energy. But I wanted to go through a few things with the Elon Musk issue. Elon Musk is not some brand new Luke Skywalker conservative here to save us all. He is not a hero. Just recognize him as he is. We agree with him on one thing, and it happens to be free speech. He also has a long history of trolling people and saying he's going to do stuff in order to get headlines. So don't get so hopped up that you start looking at him as anything more than what he is. If he buys Twitter and turns it into the free speech platform it should be, great. If Trump ends up back on Twitter tweeting and stuff, I love it. Go ahead. Piss off everybody. Let's do it. But remember to view these people as caricatures of real individuals, because the reality is Elon Musk is not our hero. He's not our savior. He's involved in a whole lot of stuff that we intellectually and morally disagree with. His plants are in a slave labor area of China. He has Neuralink, which by all standards many Christians consider to be this type of technology the mark of the beast. Let's be honest about the guy. He's also involved in a whole lot of cronyism and government handouts and corporate bailouts and all sorts of stuff. We're economically and morally opposed to corporate cronyism. All right, and he pays almost nothing in taxes. Granted, he uses the tax code to not have to pay anything in taxes. So at least I'll give him that he's not outright defrauding people. But he's using what the government gave him to escape taxes in general. Personally, I morally disagree with taxes. But if there are going to be taxes, everyone should be paying taxes equally. Like a flat tax is what I would ideally like. No income tax in the state of New Hampshire, just for everyone to understand. I would never vote to increase taxes. But let's go on to something different. Ron DeSantis and Disney. Disney is backing the teachers trying to groom our children. Ron DeSantis found a law, special provisions in Florida that gave Disney full-on governance over their own land without taxation, so on and so forth. Now, we come into different conflicts here. Intellectually, as conservatives, we are opposed to increasing taxation. We're opposed to increasing the power of government. We believe that people should be able to do whatever they want with their own property. However, at the exact same time, Disney got these special provisions in violation of equal protection under the law through corporate crony practices. So corporate cronyism. They got these special provisions, which violates equal protection under the law, provisions that they never should have had because the government never should have gave them in the first place. Again, if there is going to be taxation should exist across the board equally, not special handouts for corporate governments or rich people or for poor people, carve-outs and so on and so forth. It should be equal governance across the board. So Disney had these special provisions. The reasoning for taking away the special provisions is partly more reasonable. You're grooming our children and you're putting your finger on the scales of government in order to indoctrinate the next generation and convince young children that when little Billy puts on a dress to play dolls with his sister, that he must now be transgender and he must go through sexual reassignment surgery, which is absolutely bonkers. It's freaking nuts that this is even something that's being considered. What topsy-turvy Twilight Zone world are we living in that this is the type of stuff that they're trying to teach to our children? And as we've been saying, it sounds like you're trying to groom our children. They say, no, we're not trying to groom your children. We're just trying to groom your children. I'm like, insert pseudo-intellectual argument trying to justify grooming our children while simultaneously trying to tell me that it's not happening. Well, if it's not happening and you're not trying to do it, why are you arguing in favor of being able to do it? Why are you trying to tell my son that because he plays with his sisters that he needs to change his gender? He needs to start using pronouns and identify as a non-binary attack helicopter from Mars. Like, are the insanity. So Ron DeSantis, my take is Ron DeSantis did the right thing. Okay? He cut out some corporate cronyism. Yes, that resulted in Disney having to work under the exact same laws as everyone else. Now, on an intellectual and moral level, I believe with your own property, you should be able to do what you want. So Disney should not have to ask Florida for permits in order to build another roller coaster or so on and so forth. Disney has better inspectors and better engineers than damn near any state government regarding any state or federal project. Why? Because it's money. It's money on the line. It's not votes. They're not looking for the lowest bidder. They're looking for the bidder that does the best job for the greatest amount of value. Okay? The lowest cost for the greatest amount of value. It's a great balancing act. Federal government, complete different. Low person who gives the lowest bid will end up stringing the project out the longest, or through some vein of nepotism, give the contract to, say, your son, like Hunter Biden, give the contract to a friend's son, and so on and so forth, and the contract never gets done. This is why the same highway in Massachusetts, same section of highway, has been under construction for like 5 years straight. Never even seen it come on 95 or 495. So I don't know what they're doing. But with Ron DeSantis, yes, Ron DeSantis did the right thing. I think it's a good thing that he did it, and I would like to see a Ron DeSantis here in the Northeast, which is what New Hampshire really deserves. Which leads me to the big announcement. Yes, I am running for governor. I was asked to run. It was a long conversation. I was asked a long time ago. I didn't take it seriously until I was asked by people with bigger backing. Some of them you may suspect, who asked me to jump in it, and many state reps who asked me to walk away from DC, because let's be honest, a lot of us feel DC is hopeless at this point. It feels like we're screwed. I'm starting to lose faith that DC can even be fixed. But my campaign was never about going to DC to win for myself. It was always about having the ability to the best way to do that is to be in the position to be able to go toe to toe and fight the federal government directly on our right, self-governance, our state sovereignty, our ability to run ourselves. Okay? So I want everyone to understand I'm in the fight. I'm not going away. I'll never go away. And I was warned. Most of the people that found out I was running, and most of our state reps, were excited and very supportive. However, I did receive a warning that the governor holds a grudge, and that I would get backlash for this, and that it would be the death of a political career. I want to tell you, and I'm going to tell everyone else, I never wanted a political career. I don't give a damn if it means I'll never go to DC. I don't give a damn if it means I'll never get elected to another office. I don't give a damn if people like me. I don't give a damn if they want to be my buddy, or if politicians want to buy me drinks. I don't give a damn. You know why? Because it's not about them. The era of maintaining the status quo is over. If you're not moving the ball forward, get the hell out the way and let the rest of us do it. I'm not asking for my party back. I'm not begging. You can't borrow it. You can't stay here rent free. I'm taking it back. can either acquiesce or kick your butt right out the door. This is not the time to stay stagnant. This is not the time to pull our punches. This is not the time to back down. We are either delivering for the people that we're supposed to represent, or it's over. It's done. You either put points up on the board or get off the court. I believe in applying our constitutional conservative principles of governance to a problem in order to find a solution that actually hits our kitchen tables and solves problems. Local and state activism, a lack of moving the ball forward from our corner office. And that's one of my biggest criticisms. We could have taken this entire state in the town elections. We could have moved the ball forward. We could have focused on getting better candidates in, on holding candidates accountable, on doing better, on winning the state long-term. But instead, we had far too many people who sacrificed the betterment of New Hampshire for their aims at federal political office. I will be one of those people. I'm in the fight with you. God bless. Let's make New Hampshire great. Live free or die, baby.